All right, this goes out to Zaid, and I'm using ChatGPT. I've got installed LiveText, or TextLive, actually, I guess it's called. And TextLive, here's the interface, the way that it comes up. And I've changed from PDF latex or PDF text. This is the one that was default, and that's what Overleaf was defaulting. But it turns out you need ZLatex, and that's what it is telling us, ZLatex, to do Arabic. And then I have some code here, and there it is, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. And if we run this, you have to have a save file area. Okay, so let's, in the downloads folder, let's just create a quick folder for this, and we'll call it latex. Whoops. What is this called? This is called latex experiments, and we'll call this Arabic 1. Arabic 1. I need to find my latex experiments folder. Where did it go? Huh. It was just here, wasn't it? I thought it was here. Let's go to the list. There it is, latex experiments. All right, so we'll save that in there. And then there's a console output, all right. But I don't see a PDF output. I see a console. Where is the, I guess it's not making a PDF, is it? So again, this is this blunder through where you start doing things you've never done before and then try to figure it out. And let's see what it says when I ask it about this output, this endless tutor. So come from here and say, you should get a PDF. I only got this when I hit the run button. So maybe that run button is not the compiler. It's very close. You got Z latex running and the Arabic script did render correctly, so that part worked. The only issue is the error message missing number treated as 0 from some small typo or extra symbol in the Arabic text block. So that may be an error that it made. Make sure your file is saved. Yours does. Deleting an invisible character, sometimes copying Arabic text. Hit run again. And then we'll try this test. So let's try this. And let's make a new file. Let's close this up. Presetting. Oh, typesetting process is still running. So maybe there wasn't a problem, but I'm going to stop it now. Let's try this again. Let's put this in there. Because we're doing Arabic, let's go to ZLatex. And then let's hit run. And let's call this Arabic 1 and rewrite that. And what did it do? We still don't see an Arabic thing. I mean a PDF. This has window. This has scripts, typeset, format, search. Yeah. So missing numbers treated as 0 to be read again. So we're still in that same problem as we try to work through this. So let's try that. And now let's see what it says. Same message. And it says if you still get the same message, try this test, begin Arabic, end Arabic. So let me try that. Let's come out of that, let's change this up, and let's just do what it suggested here by pasting that in and running. And it says the same thing. Got the same message. The text is working, Arabic is running perfectly. Missing number isn't breaking anything serious. It's a polyglossal warning, not a fatal error. Let's clean it up entirely so it compiles silently. and works in both article and Beamer. Beamer is the poster thing. And use begin RTL, so that's right to left. That's the RTL thing. Then avoids the buggy begin Arabic block, which sometimes triggers missing number with certain encodings. Remove the scale. Scaling causes errors with polyglossia. If you want it larger, you can do the font size, and then confirm compatibility, and then we'll see. Test all this while try this minimal version too. So let's start with this one here. So we'll close that out, and we'll put that in. Ah, beautiful. All right, so this is working with that. That's document class articles. So if we want, we can comment that out with the percent sign there, and then take this one here and make it Beamer and try it again. And then it comes out as a poster. All right, so this is working, and it's just a matter now of finding different code. What this doesn't do is this does not give me a graphical user front end. This is what they call live text, and I was able to install it by going to the easy install. It took many, many hours. So just be aware that live text takes hours and hours and hours, and you have to leave your machine running. And I mean, it must have taken, I went to sleep by the time it was done, so maybe it took 8 hours or something. But it's obviously working, and I got it from TextLive. And TextLive over the internet, that's how I did this. Now you do the Lix installer, and I think I should have the Lix installer, because first you need TextLive, and then you put the Lix installer on. So I must have it somewhere in my downloads folder, because I downloaded that last night. But it does say before you install Lix, you need to install a text system, Mac text in that case, but in our case I'm on Windows, so I used the text distribution, and I went to this page on the Lix wiki. So when I clicked on this page, it said to do TextLive Windows, and that's what I ran. Okay, so having that, we now need to go to the Lix installer, and it must be in downloads. Latex experiments. There's the Lix installer. That was the TextLive installer. It was this one. That's the first one I ran. So now I'm going to run the Lix installer, and it's going to give me a warning. I'm going to run anyway. And let's see how long this takes. And we also, I need to put stuff on my D drive because there just ain't no room otherwise. So I should have program files. TextLive is there. I guess I might as well try to keep it clean, make a Lix folder, and then put it in there. Then select components. I want Arabic, yes. I want Bahasa, Indonesian, Melayu, Belarus, I guess I want to have. Certainly I want Deutsch. From Germany, that's the alternative. And let's get Farsi, French would be great. That's already checked. All right. So those are some of the good ones. And I need a thesaurus. That's nice to have. Thesaurus would be good. All right. And we'll install it there. Path to TextLive is already there, which is good. It found it itself, which is great. And it will extract. So this is all to try to get away from using Overleaf because of this new timeout function. Overleaf used to give you 4 minutes, now it's 10 seconds for the free version. But what it was saying, as you'll see when I start this up, typesetting Arabic, SF poster festival list. If I go to this one here and open it, oh, actually I didn't want to open that one, did I? I want to open the Arabic one that I'm trying to do. So this one was not compiling with Arabic. And so this is the problem. It times out all the time. It definitely times out, and you hope you can get it to render within or compile within 10 seconds. They keep wanting you to pay. So there are times when it will work, and you just keep trying it and trying it and trying it. Making the graphics smaller is one way to help it compile faster, but this is why we are not enthusiastic anymore about using Overleaf, because of this error, which is such a pain. Yep, it's going to keep timing out. So let's go back and see how Lix is doing. Download failed for a dictionary. Okay, so some of these dictionaries are failing. That's a shame. I hope it's not a big deal for what we're trying to do. Dictionaries. Maybe just the thesaurus. Yeah, this is what a mess. This is Lix. It's a latex distribution. Alright, so it doesn't like my thesauruses or dictionaries. That's a shame. What a drag. Okay. Inching forward, this is just it not downloading thesauruses. Thought I could get some thesauruses in there. No. You may go through the same problem, so. I hope this installation works without the dictionaries. So you're sort of caught between a rock and a hard place with all of this. You need to have a really fast internet, and you need to have a lot of space on your CPU, because this recompile thing is just messing up completely and constantly. What they were saying is that the kind of editor you want to use is the Lua. It took a while. Ah, there it goes. So it did compile, finally, and then they want you to start the free trial. This is the Arabic up in here, as you can see, and it's the Beamer class which formats things in ways with layouts that are incompatible with the Arabic, because it's right to left, because it uses a different font. That's why this isn't showing up, the Arabic in there. So the way that you're supposed to get around this, and here you can see my Arabic over here, the way that you're supposed to get around this is by using a different compiler. And instead of compiling logs and files, instead of compiling with PDF, you need to use Zelatex. Now, where is that? It says to use Zelatex. There's a layout, editor, and PDF. Editor only, PDF inside of a separate tab. Okay, that's not it. This is what? It's the AI tool that they want you to use. This here is links, normal text, subsection, visual editor, rename. Doesn't look like you can change the editor. And I'm going to have to ask that. Let me go back to Lix and see how that's working. Launch Lix. But I'm going to take this, by the way, copy all this and bring it into Lix, which is the front end. But before, of course, we do that, we want to make a new It's a new from template, user and system files, filter, name, books, letters, obsolete, posters. Beamer poster. Let's try Beamer poster. There's a poster title. And if we don't change anything, if we just compile it, what happens? Document, view PDF, view other formats. So here you have LuaTeX, LixHTML, update other formats. This doesn't seem to have ZLaTeX, which is interesting. Let me just view the regular PDF. It seems like it's processing down here. Still working. Not sure where it's going. There it goes. Okay, so there you go. You got a poster. All right. So that's how Lix is going to work. Once again, I could have done this without Lix. And let me go into my editor here, where we did successfully get something. Let me start a new file and pick ZLaTeX. And then paste that in there, and let's see if we get anything. Call this Arabic 2, or call this Arabic German poster. And save it. It's running. And it doesn't say that there's, it says that Beamer theme style not found. Enter a new name, default extension. So the default extension style. So it's missing a style. That's why it's not compiling. All right, so that's the problem there. I'm going to ask it about the ZLaTeX. Let's go and see. Where is ZLaTeX in Overleaf? Open your project, look at the top toolbar menu.
It sounds like you might be
So it's saying go to menu. Ah, okay. Go to menu, and then the compiler should be ZLaTex. What am I doing? Alright, so let's recompile it with ZLaTeX and see if that changes anything. Did it, and still doesn't have Arabic. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Compiler, spell check, dictionary, reference search, autocomplete. Alright, well, ZLaTeX didn't work, and if you use LuaLaTeX, again, there's no Arabic there in this Beamer class. All right, so our goal is to be able to work within LiveTeX, and our ZLaTeX does work with the Beamer class. We've already established that. I can't live. So we know that the Beamer class produces something. And produces this hello world. But that's not in Arabic, so that's bizarre. Why is it not in Arabic? Hello world comes in there, and then the Arabic does not exist. Zaid is trying to do something with Arabic. So let's see. Not let me post a picture. Maybe I'm using the wrong version. Free version. So let me open the paid version. This is why we're moving to a Lix installation with a latex background, because we're always constrained now. You get hooked on things and then they want to charge you money for it instead of trying to build an infrastructure of intelligence that we can all grow the pie. So here's $20 a month. All right, ask anything. The Arabic isn't showing in Beamer. Let's see what it has to say about that. Because otherwise, if we're in here and we change this to article, so we comment this out and then uncomment this, when we're doing the article, it gives us both the hello world. Nope, didn't work. I need to get rid of this thing here. There we go. Stop. Redo. Boom, now you get both the Arabic and the English. It's compiling. It's compiling, but it's called latex. But the Beamer isn't working for Arabic. So, and that's using the begin RTL and the Scriptamiri. So what does ChatGPT have to say? It says something went wrong. Great. And very disappointing. Meanwhile, while it's thinking of a longer answer, this would be poster titles. You can insert a logo on the following line, title, graphic style. Poster author, so if I did, and I do the subtitle, oops, I did festival food waste, solution, short title, huh? Short title which appears food waste to fuel and fertilizer. I don't know. That's for short author. Main Short Institute. The institute is the University of South Florida. Short Institute is PCGS. I don't know if one needs to do that or not. Most Giant. The date is October 17, 2025. On the following blind title graphic, insert a logo. The whole poster is a single huge Beamer frame. You can use any Beamer element. Frame in the following two boxes. The poster heading is set manually. The poster can be structured in blocks of different width. It's here that we would do, let's see, what we got here. It's here that we would do get reasonable line lengths. And the thing is just keep compiling it. And where's the compile? update view. So we update and then view. Optional poster subtitles. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing that that one went there. Optional poster subtitle is there. Turning something like that. This licks here. Title graphics, insert a logo. Where do you find the logo? Like, how do you put that in there? Let's put insert, switch language. Is this a graphical element? And if so, do you insert a graphics? So let's go to this one here, apply it. Wow, yeah, that's pretty big. Let's see what happens when we refresh, and then after it compiles, so we'll wait for it to compile. And then view. So it is. So it's just way too big. But that's the way that this. That's the way that Lix works.
Lix.
It doesn't look like you can stretch and squash. There's no way to hold the shift key or to hold anything. To resize this, you have to come in here and scale the graphics by, let's say we do 30%, and apply that. And after you apply that, with that scaling, there's coordinates and clipping, left bottom, clipped coordinates, and then there's some options. Close that, recompile, and then let's see what happens. Yeah, so now it's a little logo up there on the top. So Lix is it's like a word processor for formatting, and somehow to get the sizes to be right, you'd have to then go to the text properties and then customize, and then you would it's not the font properties. So what is it? It is the text properties. We just looked at custom text styles, paragraph settings, jump back to save bookmark. I'm not really sure how you change the size of this. I suppose you would go to toggle emphasis, toggle noun, apply recent text properties, insert graphics, insert hyperlink, math toolbar. It is not obvious to me how you change the size. And even CA. This is title. So you can make it a subtitle, it'd be smaller. So I guess they have their own sizes for this. And so I guess in that case we would have to get rid of that graphic or move that graphic. If we were doing this as the poster. And it says down here font sizes, so I guess it's trying to train us by telling us where the sizes are. Tiny, smallest, smaller, normal, large, huge, huger, giant, more giant, blocks in different colors, enumerated items, some items. So you don't see the code when you're looking at Lix. It's a WYSIWYG. And there should be a way to see the code. View code preview pane. No, that's not it. So forget the code preview. You can view the standard, the table, message pane, outline pane. There's an outline. View, insert document, tools. So how do you look at the code? So I'm going to ask ChatGPT for that. First, missing character tells us Beamer is using no Arabic glyphs. Typeset with a font that can't draw. Fix. Compile latex. A polyglossy, which Arabic sans font to use, so Beamer sans font can render it. For to avoid, switch the Beamer to serif text. Oh, let's see if this works for our text live. Let's go back into here. And actually, it's, what is this here? Let's go back to here. Okay, so we need a new one. New, and try this one out. Switch to Zilatex and compile. Make this Arabic again. And did it. All right, so now we know that the class for Beamer has to be using font spec and polyglossia, professional fonts, use Amiri. So I guess that worked. So if I were to go back to my, let's see, somewhere in here I have so where's my Arabic part? There it is. All right, so I have all this stuff in Arabic. So if I copy all of this and now bring that into here, and in the begin Arabic and end Arabic, I add all that text and compile it. Boom. All right, well that's good to know that we have a piece of code that actually works. And it's all about formatting this thing, which is a whole nother. Well, let's see what ChatGPT can do with it. Let's go in here and let's say what you gave me worked. Can you now format the text, places, graphics, Let me make this into a poster session on food waste and festivals with at least 6 images and a place to put a logo. And I need to stop this and try this. Let's see what it is. And this is a lot of the way we work nowadays. When we don't take classes and things and we want to learn for rapid effect, we use the AI to be our tutor to answer our questions. And of course, one has to get better and better at prompting, or you're going to get garbage results. But even these simple commands do work. And what we want to do is we want to have the effect. We want to get our message out that you can turn all festival food waste into fuel and fertilizer. And we're not really interested in becoming experts at coding or at layout or anything. We really just want to get the message out, because food waste is the 3rd largest greenhouse gas emitter in the world, according to some estimates, and we want to stop it pronto, because we're running out of time. So in the sustainability world, using AI for these purposes is a good purpose. Oh, look at that, it's making this in English, and it's making those. Fascinating. And it's doing it in English and Arabic. Ooh, how interesting. That's really nice. And you can learn through it, like volunteers guiding sorting. متطوعون يواجهون الخرز. Does that make any sense to you? ضخ الملاح إلى خزان محكم. I wonder if this is going to print out as a poster and then a footer strip. All right. So let's copy this code. Let's go into here. That one. So let's go to this one. I'm going to save this one as, in my latex experiments, I'm going to call this Arabic working code container, so I know that that one works. Oh no, it's not going to do anything. No, call it Arabic 1, something happens. What's going on? Is it not saving? Huh. Anyway, let me make a new file. So close this one. Make a new file and paste all that in, and we'll see what it does. And we'll call this Arabic Food Festival poster. Let's see if ChatGPT came up with something decent here. Unable to load picture. Oh. Okay. So we need a logo to be read again. So that's unfortunate. So obviously we can't do anything until we have the images in there. Share text and images. Oh, would that be interesting? So in other words, if I go in here in my poster and I go to here and I need to see this. is it not letting me? View icons. So if I grab all of this and I copy, oops. Nope, not gonna let me do it. Not gonna let me do it. Nope, it's not gonna let me do it. Maybe it is doing. Is it doing all of them? And I say copy, and I go in and I say no, it's not gonna let me copy all of them. Huh. What if I wanted to drag these in? I can only upload 10 files at a time. All right, I can do 10. We can handle that. Let's get rid of happy bears here. Let's do this one, 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 this one. Happy bear there. And let's drag that in. 9 foot. Okay. And I need to get a logo. So the logo I can get from Overleaf. We have a logo up here under logo. We've got the USF logo. So I need to download that. And then go into my downloads folder, take the USF logo, and can find the downloads folder. Okay, copy that in. All right. Here are the images. You can see the University of South Florida logo. And I would love QR code block leading to leading to where? Leading to Zamboline. My blog. Go to here. And put in code. And I tried to run it without providing images. It froze because it couldn't. And let's see what that does. Now getting back to licks while we're waiting on that. Trying to change this. There we go. If you click on graphics, you can scale the graphics as we've done, but you can also coordinate left, bottom, right, top. Draft mode, scale on screen. I don't know what that's going to do. Graphics, scale the graphics 30, angle degrees, rotate the graphics, top left, let's bring it in the center and apply it. I don't know if this is going to make a darn bit difference, but once again, in licks, you let it compile and then you view. Still the same problem. Maybe I didn't let it compile long enough. So let it compile. Seems like it's not changing anything. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Have your visuals complete, ready to run, beam poster, then space for real images. Your box. Save this in the same folder as all your image files. Make sure to compile with ZilaTex. Alright, so festival poster.txt. So if I copy this code, then I would go in to here, make a new one, app there, and I would save it. It says into documents, festival food waste poster, which should have all those pictures in it. And I'll call it, what did it say to call it? It said to call it, it said to call it festival poster.txt. So let's go back here, save it as festival poster.txt. Let's save it in the poster folder, right, and then let's run it. Okay, now it's saying that the PNG is not found. Ah, I know why. Of course I know why. Because that one I downloaded and I didn't put in the same folder. So that's trivial. There it is right there. It needs to be dropped into this poster. Now, stop running this. Let's run it again. Aha. All right. Well, it certainly has created something. What something it created? Let's make this smaller. And bring this down. Yeah, so that's what it's done. Hardly used any of the Arabic, but it did put all the images in, which is interesting. And I think what's even more fascinating is how it has the University of operating the grinders, closing the loop, returning nutrients. Like it really knows what it's seeing. Isn't that fascinating? Cartoon metaphor showing sink grinder solution protecting wildlife from food waste. Engagement Oktoberfest promoting feeding the dragon, zero waste awareness. It's amazing. And then visit our project story online. Team offloading organic slurry, closing the loop, returning nutrients to the soil, collected slurry delivered from festival to rosebud, continuum biotech. So how does it even know that? That's pretty amazing. Field equipment, dual sink grinder set up for food waste captured event site. That's, you see that in us? It like labeled all of the pictures, like it recognizes it. Nice. And then it gives us a little bit of Arabic. That is fantasy. تنتج المهرجانات كميات كبيرة من نفايات الأضوية في فترات قصيرة يحدث نظامنا منتقل الطحن باقي الطعام وهضمها والهوية إلى تحويلها إلى غاز حيوي وطاقة متجددة بدلا من رميها في المكبات. I mean, it's really good. It just.
When did you start learning to read Arabic?
I don't know, years ago. So I've got to tell it that, that this is what the output was. It was amazing how you labeled correctly all of the images, but the format isn't poster session ready, and he lost most of the Arabic text. Can you give us all the Arabic text I provided and format so that the pictures punctuate the poster in illustrative ways without dominating? An example to follow is the poster I did with Overleaf here, and I can also take that poster, which is this one here, and add file. This one here. Right, so that's what we're trying to get to. Let's see if it modifies the code accordingly. And somebody was asking in class last night if we could simply take the code from Overleaf and then just ask for an Arabic translation. So if I were to go into Overleaf and go to my poster text and say, well, let's wait till it's finished, because it would be good to be able to just take the whole block of code and have it translate the Arabic parts. And that would take a lot of the labor burden off of us. So let's go back to licks while we're waiting. So again, I haven't really figured out how to change this to a different part of the title graphics. You can insert a logo. So what I want to do is I just want to put the logo here. I don't want to use this. I want to use this. And okay that. Let me see what this looks like. It'll work. It's doing. Come on. All right, yeah, that works better. There's the little USF logo. And that logo can be changed now to 100% and applied, and then recompile and view when it finishes recompiling. It says it's done. Yeah. So now it's just a matter of making the sizes work. This is, again, if you're using that particular template. There are other templates. If you say new from template, I was using the Beamer poster. What if we did a science poster? Science poster is going to look like, let it compile. Science poster is going to look like that. So maybe that's better. The other template they have is AO poster. Oh no, that's just the folder. Colored AO poster. So let's try the colored AO poster and let's see what that looks like. That looks like that. And you can obviously change the color. So if we wanted green for USF, then we would go, this is handcrafted poster with 2 potential logo placeholders adjusted to your needs. So we could put a logo in here, which would be, how do you put that in there? I don't know if you're supposed to select the whole thing or just that thing, and then insert a graphic, and then get our USF logo there. Okay, so that's pretty darn big. And let's see what that looks like. Oh. Yeah, it's there. And way too big. So you'd have to set the scale of the graphics. Maybe here we'd set 30%, and then recompile. So obviously you have to get familiar with and play around with all these things. There we go. So we've got that, and I just wish it didn't take up so much of the thing. Handcrafted color box options, my box colors, text equals white, color box setup, frame, it's too small to see, so color boxes, the look, it's nice that it gives you these instructions. Settings, color, my box color, color box is dynamic, color box, a color box, it's a color box, it's a color box, it's a color box. How do you know how to change color? Somewhere in here it should tell us where the color is. Tweaking the boxes. Callback red. They've got red, white, so what if I said green? That's where the change goes on. Because if I search for red throughout, where do I see red? Colored boxes. Find it. So I guess that's it. So maybe that did work. Maybe now maybe it's going to be green. Let's find out. Nope. Didn't change a thing. I don't know where red is found in here. Only there. The look, color box, my box color. So somewhere in there's my box color, and it doesn't say how you define that. My box color, my box color. All color, my box color, but it doesn't say where my box color is defined. Isn't that interesting? Oh, maybe it says it at the top. It's defined in document settings. Latex preamble. So document settings, and then preamble. Where's the preamble? I don't see any preamble. Document class. I don't see document class, modules. It's supposed to be under some preamble. Local layout, default family, page layout, colors. Ah, shaded boxes. So here you change it to green. And now, when we do it, it Didn't do it. Did I not compile it right? Nope, didn't do it. Isn't that interesting? So it's trying to tell us that it's defined in document settings latex preamble, and I've gone to document and I've gone to settings, and I thought font colors, background colors, page, that's white. Shaded boxes reset. Oh, it resets to that. I said okay, but it doesn't seem to be changing it at all. Documents, settings, latex preamble. Somewhere in here there's a latex preamble. Fonts, local layout. Ah, it's way down here. Alright, sorry about that. It's down here and it says red and we want it to be green. And then we want to say okay. And meh, there we go. Alright, so now we know how to do that. You can move the logos on the other side. So we're getting closer using Lix. Lix is nice. Let's go back and see what we got from this. Love the images. Let's switch to true poster session layout. Big readable text, images, accents, keep Arabic intact via polyglossing. Also make it robust, it won't crash if an image is missing. Below is a complete beamer poster you can paste into Festival. It uses 3 balanced columns, reserves generous space for your full Arabic paragraphs, adds images as small illustrator blocks so they don't dominate, includes a USF logo and QR code, safe image loader, it shows a labeled placeholder instead of freezing. All right, so let's try that now. Go back into not that one, but into this one. I can get rid of, I can save that, got a new poster. So let's say new, and let's paste that in there. And this one we're calling festival underscore poster.text. So festival underscore poster.text in the same folder as the images, and then run it. Uh-oh. So, error. Yeah, so there's always problems when you're working on this. But I think as this is interesting that we can use Lix and then start modifying that. So the upshot is that we don't necessarily need to use Overleaf for the compiling. The environment wasn't closed, and the sent it back to workflow was missing. Why the matter is triggered. Layer hyperf. Here's a fixed complete poster. I added end block, tiny PDF string, title arrow, compile. Well, let's see if that works now. So this is another way of learning coding. You start by doing a document class. We're doing the beamer, which is the poster session, using professional fonts. That's the document class. We're using various packages. And then we are silencing hyperref warnings, and we're setting the margins, then we're defining colors, USF green, soft gray, gives you the RGB values of these color definitions so we can use them. Then it's using package Polyglossia for doing Arabic, set other language doing Arabic. It's got the Amiri script. It's got the title, and it's got the name, the author. It has a paragraph of Arabic. Once again, though, it seems like it's only doing one quick paragraph of Arabic, so it's maybe not understanding everything I wanted. There is some Arabic there. Yes, drop your full Arabic paragraphs right in the abstract. So yes, I did want that, and if I did want that, I guess I need to go back to all of this. Yes, please. Here. But meanwhile, while it's doing that, let's see what this compiles to, if it compiles at all. So that was festival poster.txt. This one is the new one, console, and paste that in. So stop. No pages of output. Okay. Let's see what this has come up with. So it's saying that it's done it and it's not working. So let's go back into here.
It never deletes them.
And let's run this. All it needs to be in there. Overwrite that, and let's see. No pages of output. We got this there. And this is how I spend most of my days. Not knowing what I'm doing, working with AI to try to figure it out as a total novice, and hoping that we can get some results and blundering through. But I have to say it's better than, for me, than paying for a class and suffering the anxiety that there'll be an exam. Because at the end of the day, I just want output. And I am being able to get some output here. With this one here in Lix, I don't know if we could do Arabic. What I'd like to see is if you can see the code. It says there's a code preview pane, but that's not showing anything. Yes, there should be code behind. Oh, it is doing it.
It's still there.
Oh, I see. So this is whenever you click on it is what you get. So if I selected all of it, it's only doing it paragraph by paragraph. It's not giving me. Isn't that interesting that Lix does let you dump into the code for a given thing right here? My box color there, begin tabular, So you do get a sense of the coding in Lix. That's nice. But I don't think you can look at all of it. No, you can't. It just does the different sections. That's in itself is fascinating. Just like that. And you can close that. So there's so much to learn with this. Let's see if we've got something now. Missing character. Arabic text was appearing in a place that renders the Latin font. Text capacity exceeded. Numbered enumerate list. Median being poster. Fixed about keeping block titles in English only. Switching the number. As I said, this Arabic is what's messing this whole thing up. No other layout changes. Place this over your file and compile. So this is that's so helpful. Close this. Go to this. Delete it. Paste it back in. Save it. Do a quick check and see what this is doing. It's got pictures in it. It's got some Arabic. So compile it. And I don't see an error. Warning, token not allowed. Nope, it didn't work. Also, and let it continue on its merry way. What I was going to try to do without, I don't know if Lix, if you just said new for Lix, you could get this. And if you pasted that, well, not that, that's not what I want. If we pasted the code that we had, the first thing is to do one that works. So let's look at Arabic 1 text. Oh, look at that. That one. Okay, so that's the Arabic 1 text that we had. If we bring that code, we take that code and bring it into Lix. What does Lix do with it when we compile? It says there's errors, Unicode errors. So it doesn't like that. So if it doesn't like it, is that because of the compiler that we're using? Lix code. Standard view tools preferences. We're using Grace, Latex, Lix, MS. So it has all these converters, but the output language settings, language. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I want to try in this new document, see what happens if I just forget about the Arabic for right now because it's causing problems. But if I go to this code, or actually we go to one that actually works, because this one is not working. If you go to source, that was download source. I shouldn't have done that. Oops. I go to USF poster, and what did it do? I'm in the code editor and I grab all of that and I bring that into Lix because Lix, oh, timeout. And I go like this. Successful export, view. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And what did I do wrong here? That's weird. So document, open example. Import latex plane. See, this is really interesting to me because if I just go to the festival poster and import, that gave me this. And if I view that, I think this is the one that we did before that the AI did. That was kind of cool but funky. It's just taking its time compiling. Let's go back here and see. Move. We're going to try this again because this seems to have done something trying to fix. So let's go back to here. And let me make a new file. Either like that. Save as festival poster Arabic. And alright. But what did it give us? It gave us a poster, it gave us Arabic. But it did this weird ass thing with the pictures. Okay. So there's a lot to be desired here. I'm going to work this out. And that's the thing about using the Arabic. Okay, so that's not working so well. What I did want to try, of course, is if we were to take the code from here and say, and this is something that we're trying in class last night. So let's try something different. Can you replace all the German text with Spanish, but keep code completely and entirely same, no modifications. So you essentially clone this presentation in Spanish. Also, let me know if I need to put any styles in specific forms for this to work, or if you can substitute a generic style that it is already found in live text. Let's see what it does with that. So the idea here is that if somebody's created a good poster, but we're having trouble with the compile times, then we can take that poster and use ChatGPT and TextLive to do the modifications. This is driving me nuts with this compile timeout thing. but at least we know we had a successful poster at one time here that was working. And we'll continue to learn from one another. So I think this is the last experiment I'm going to run for today before I get on to other work. See, here it is compiling ultimately. See, boom. But it's hit or miss with this new version that only gives you 10 seconds. So since I have the code to do all this, certainly we can transfer that. Here's your poster with all the German replaced by Spanish, keeping the code structure 100% identical. You can drop this. I only change text content. Everything else stays the same. Okay. It's still compiling. Okay, Gemini. These are not standard text live. To keep the code unchanged, you need to include the theme files from the original template, the associated style in your project, so LaTeX can find them. Put in the same folder as your text. Prefer to avoid adding files. You have to switch to built-in themes. Use theme Berlin and Madrid, Seaforth Beaver. That would change the code, which you asked me not to do. Copy the Gemini to your project folder and compile as is. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a new file and we're going to save this as Festival Poster Spanish. But before we compile it, we're going to go to here and go to the Beamer color style, which is that one there, and we're going to download that. We're going to go to the Beamer menu style, and we're going to download all of that, and the Gemini style, and we're going to download that. And then we're going to take those three, oops, I'll do that. We're going to open up here. We're going to take those three files and we're going to drag them into the Festival Food Waste poster so that they are in there as styles to be called. Then we're going to go here and we're going to try to compose it. And it says cannot use something. Fatal package. Oh, requires the use of ZTeX or LuaTeX. I'm hearing that more and more, that the same thing with Overleaf. You've got to use ZTeX or ZLaTeX. Close that. So either that or LuaTeX. So I'm going to do ZLaTeX. Try that out. It says ZTeX input style not found. Return to proceed. Unable to load picture or PDF file. Let's do that again. All right, let's go. I copied the styles and put in the same folder. Now I get these errors. Looks like there's a package graphics error. Couldn't load figures. Ah, figures.usf ping. That's why, because it was in a figures folder. Oh, duh. I don't need ChatGPT to tell me that. I need to make a folder in here called figures. And then I need to drag this into there. And now that I have that in there, let me try to run it again, and then see what the errors are. So it still says there's a file called ztext input something. Continue. It doesn't like it. So, good news, nothing's wrong. It's a file paths. Compile with Lua. Lua LaTeX, because it says Lua input, which expects Lua LaTeX. Then Lua LaTeX, with the logo or the code expects it right in figures. I saw that. Folder name figures, and then inside it, it logos elsewhere. Copy it. Okay. Missing image triggers division by 0, so it should compile. So we do have Lua LaTeX, and we're going to try that now. And this. Oopsie. So let's close that. And let's go to Lua LaTeX. Let's see if that fixes it. It's not an error message. Oh, this can take several minutes. Please be patient. Let's be patient. I can be patient. Trying to be patient here. Okay. So this is the moment to see if this will work. It's saying you did the right thing. No special folder layout. Text will find them. Okay. Comment out this. I guess I can use the package.
Yeah, it sounds like a related one. Seems like it works.
Ztext input style not found. Arr. So it's saying if I want to continue using ztext, then I have to comment out the Lua input enc. So the Lua enc is where? Use package. So that's the one I'm supposed to comment out. Use package. So comment out the Lua. That. And then go back to Z latex. Stop that. Let's try this.
Should be. Yeah, deleted. I deleted that.
Yeah, you know, like, the more you do this, the more you start being able to understand what you're doing wrong. It's not easy.
Are you recording?
Yeah. I know, isn't that crazy? I do have to
Which one? This one or that one?
innovative that.
We have a meeting from 1 to 2 and then after 2 we're leaving and coming back around 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to check the
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? The new halt. Runaway argument. Calendar while scanning use is also missing clothes or an illegal token. Here's a smoking gun. Soil treatment. Fix the label with a hyphen or underscore. Hyphen or underscore. No spaces. So the first thing was label figure soil treatment. Call it soil treatments. Ugh. Alright, soil. So find soil treatment. I mean, quickling. Is it still compiling? So find soil treatment. What is it saying? No. Ah, are you kidding me? Start at the top. What is this? It doesn't matter. Big. Do it again. What is this? This isn't what I asked for. What is this? Oh my god. This got really messed up. Alright, so let's just make a new one. Close this. Discard it. All the times because I got the stuff running. Let's close this up. Let's close this up. If our process is running, that could be bad. So text live, TexWorks editor. Let's see. Can you fix the whole thing? And try again. So I think, like one of the advantages, of course, of Overleaf is it's much more of a WYSIWYG. Lix is supposed to be a document processor. You're supposed to be able to create stuff sort of on the fly, but you never really see exactly what it looks like. It's using this underbelly, but it has more capabilities. So if you open an example, articles, books, vitae, graphics, modules, posters, it has a Beamer poster example. It has things you can replace. And yeah, you don't really see how it looks until you compile it and until you view it. And it takes a while to compile, like all these things. But you'll get, if you can get it to fit within the format, you're going to get exactly that. columns. So it's telling us about this. Alert block to highlight things, contact information, some items. So you want to stay within that. Font sizes. So I mean, it's helpful for sure. But it'd be nice if we could do it even easier. Okay. This one wants me to compile the Zila text. Let's see if it's done. I just need to get this to work once. Okay, sensitive logo. We'll find either. Keep the Beamer Gemini style. Paste that right here really fast. Okay, so let's try it again with Zila text. Save as. I'll call it Festival Poster Spanish. We're going to overwrite that one. And let's see what happens. Unable to load. Team Festival. No file. So what's wrong with Team Festival? And why was it unable to load that? Team Festival, Team Hornick, poster. Maybe I didn't get Team Festival in there. Oh, interesting. Alright, so somewhere in here is Team Festival. Here's Team Festival. And I need to download that. And then I need to find it. And I need to drop that into the food waste poster folder. And then I need to go back and try it again. So let's do it again. Alright. Let's see if this worked. Make this. Beautiful. Alrighty. Alright, so it does work. Now we have a Spanish version of this, and we can upload that. Here's the Spanish. I'd love to be able to do it in Arabic, but the Arabic looks like it's going to be more complicated. But at least now we know that we can take that code and we can now tell it to do that. So this, say this code was perfect. Can you now give it to us in let's see, we can't do Arabic, we've done French, we've done German, we've done Spanish, I guess Italian, just to see. And then we have a workflow where we can go to keep the Arabic block. What Arabic block? There wasn't any Arabic block. Okay. So I'll take this one here now, and it should be Spanish PDF. So when I go to Facebook, I go to class, so we have translated in English, we have poster in English. Maybe nobody put up the French. So I'll put it, here is our food waste festival poster in Spanish. To make it, I followed last night's suggestion to code from Overleaf and asked ChatGPT to replace all the German with Spanish, but keep in the code intact. But I also to download all the .sty style scripts. It looks like somebody didn't do it in French, so we're going to get the I don't know why it keeps thinking we're doing Arabic, because we're not doing Arabic. All right. Guardador. Nice way to learn. It's not too bad. So, what is this one doing now? It's going to give us Italian. It's document class as a beamer. That is the poster. It's using a lot of different packages, including polyglossia and main language Italian, other language Arabic. Script equals Arabic. And then it has some Arabic. So I'm really mystified how ChatGPT suddenly decided we still wanted Arabic, because I wasn't talking about that. We'll see what it does. It's coming upon the end now. So we'll copy this code and come back in here, and we'll set up a new file. And we'll call this, save as, call it Festival Poster Italian Arabic. And I'm not sure why it wanted the Arabic. So we'll run it. And it's something fatal. Oh, because I used PDF text. Duh. Alright, say the text. There we go. Alright, so that's that. So again, that Arabic problem that we have. I'm going to go back to new from, I'm going to do open recent and go to our Spanish. I'm going to say to it, the Arabic keeps messing things up. Now let's do something else. Take this code, keep exactly as is, but translate the Spanish into French. So we do have these problems. More attention has to be paid to this to get the Arabic to work. And ultimately I'll want to figure out, I'm sure that if I were to set some Arabic into this, it would totally mess up. If I just take this Arabic code and go into licks, I'll bet that we're not going to get anything good from this. But let's take the lorem ipsum and let's paste in the Arabic and let's compile it and just see what happens. Yep, it's got problems. It ain't gonna work. The biases of the Western world. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Doesn't like it. Is it a Unicode thing? So that requires more setup, even in Linux. We're gonna have Alright, let's go back to this. Oh yeah, we're translating this stuff here. So absolutely French version. Let's come back into here. And let's make a new one. Let's call this save as festival poster French. And assuming that this compiles. Oh, I did PDF latex. Stupid me. Never mind. Go back to ZLaTeX. And now we have a French one. Very nice, very nice. Good. Does make a bit of a mess down here at the bottom because French is longer, so I'm going to have to take some lines out. But it is good to see that we can use the AI to translate from language to language as long as they're not using a non-Roman alphabet or Latin alphabet. That's good. So there's the French. So we've demonstrated then that we can develop stuff in Overleaf, we can bring it into ChatGPT, and we can do our compiling in the LaTeX Live program. And we can post it up. So let's see, here's our photo waste. Arabic is still causing problems. Alright. I guess that's all we'll do for now. And we'll come back when we start learning more stuff and record as we go. I just want to encourage you all that you can do this. You can record your work sessions, and then you have a exact timing of how long it took you to work something out. In my case now, we're looking at 1 hour and 49 minutes to go through this. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do too, and then you can bill for that credit for time, and you can also see where you went wrong, so you went right. You have a full log, a full document of